Representative Lauren Boebert may have left Denver's Buell Theater back in September of last year, but the theater will never leave her. On Wednesday, the Colorado carpetbagger called out more failure theater over the fighting Congress to secure aid to Ukraine and funding the southern border. This is her post on X. More failure theater. The Uniparty's platform. America last. Now, Boebert's usage of the word theater in the European style, by the way, which is interesting, took the internet back to a time where she was ejected from a theater from the live Beetlejuice performance when she and her then date Quinn Gallagher were removed from the audience, the show for vaping, talking loudly, being a general nuisance, and oh yeah, there was the whole groping thing. You know, a little bit of
sexual anarchy.
Not good. So now one commenter wrote in response, oh, this is rich, but we're talking about theater. Yes. And by the way, using the European spelling of theater, is she trying to act more refined or seem to be more refined than she actually is? Might be a little elitist. I don't know. Definitely not American. Okay. Another added, the last thing you should be mentioning is a theater. Another, Tim, writes, I mean, if you want to talk about theater failures, we could all talk about the time you gave that guy a handy in a theater in full view of children. I guess it runs in your family. That's a reference to her 19-year-old son, Tyler, who is alleged to have made a sex tape with an underage girl. So, yeah, that's problematic, not good. Another said, you want to talk about failure, look in the mirror and reflect on yourself, your life choices, and your parenting skills. Another said, speaking of failure, have you been filling out job applications? Your time is almost up. Well, you know, we'll have to see on that. Another said, more failure theater, that's a perfect headline to cover your business, marriage, family, and political career. Brutal. That is brutal. Oof, the internet does not hold back. Now, here's the thing, to get serious here, the thing about theater, right? And Lauren Boebert. Everything Lauren does is political theater. She is not a serious politician. She voted to impeach Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Why? Ridiculous. In fact, here's her quote on it. Quote, I voted to impeach Mayorkas for facilitating an invasion at our southern border. Facilitating an invasion. Basically saying, please invade us. What? First of all, there's no invasion at the southern border, okay? Invasion, you know, they're using the scaremongering language, right? No, and by the way, there's nobody out there facilitating people to come over the border. In fact, I happen to remember Vice President Kamala Harris saying, do not come, do not come. I know, but somehow it's the Biden administration, wanting to invite people to come over. No. In fact, it's actually Republicans claiming that there is a wide open border and that Joe Biden is letting everybody in. When people in other countries hear that, they go, oh, what, a wide open border? Sure, let's go, pack it up, let's go. Let's get in that wide open border. And then when they get here, of course, they find out that's actually not the case. So it's actually Republicans that are urging more people to come in to, try to cross the border with their ridiculously stupid rhetoric. We've never had an open border. We will never, ever have an open border. It's just, again, racist fear-mongering. That's all it is. Now, Boebert continued by saying that Mayorkas intentionally neglected his most basic duties to protect the homeland and the American people. Mayorkas has released more than 6.2 million illegals into our communities, including terrorists and criminals. None of that happens to be true at all. More theater from Lauren Boebert. She voted against an anti-human trafficking bill. Claims to be against human trafficking and is not in favor of doing legislation that cracks down on human trafficking. She also voted against infrastructure and then took credit for the $20 million of money that came from that bill that went to her community that she voted against. And she's taking credit for it. Yeah. Lauren Boebert does nothing but theater. One of the bills that she introduced would block the federal government from transporting immigrants across state lines to receive an abortion. But wait a minute, I thought that she didn't want, I thought the right wing didn't like anchor babies. Well, now, why is she then preventing the government from giving people who, again, immigrants who come across the border, so illegally, right? Undocumented immigrants. Why is she not wanting the government to move them to places where where abortion is, the abortion laws are obviously not as harsh, not as draconian, right, to other states that have more open abortion laws, so that if they want to, they can get that abortion. I thought that, I thought Republicans were against the anchor babies, right? It's doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. So she also voted against the PACT Act, which would have expanded benefits for millions of veterans who were exposed to toxic burn pits and are suffering from illness as a result. So, wait, Lauren Boebert, I thought you were supposed to care about the veterans. What happened? What happened? No, Lauren Boebert does not care about the things that she claims to care about. What does Lauren Boebert care about? Power. She cares about retaining her power and staying in her seat. That's what Lauren Boebert cares about, and that's why everything she does is just theater.